All right, so let's talk about making money as UGC creator, because this is one of those things that looks very simple online, but once you actually try it, you realize there's a lot more going on. If you've seen videos about this, you've probably heard something like this. You can make thousands of dollars just by filming videos on your phone. No experience needed, no followers required, and brands will pay you just for being authentic. And technically, there is some truth to that. You can make money with just your phone. You don't need a huge audience. And brands, they do want authentic content. But the way it's presented is very misleading because it makes it sound like it's easy and fast, when in reality, it's neither of those things in the beginning. Especially. So in this video, I want to break it down in a real way, what UGC actually is, how people really make money from it, what the downsides are, and what do you need to do if you want this to work. But first of all, let's understand what UGC actually is. UGC stands for user-generated content. In simple terms, you create videos for brands to use as ads. Not for your audience, for their audience. That's an important difference. You're not an influencer in the beginning. You're more like content provider, all right? Because brands, they take your videos and run them as ads on TikTok, Instagram, or other platforms, YouTube, and they pay you for that. Now, why does this exist? Honestly, brands, they're struggling with content. They don't want polished, expensive commercials anymore. They want videos that feel real. That's what works nowadays. And videos that look like something a normal person would post. That's why UGC became popular, because it performs better, you know? But here's the first reality check. Just because brands want content doesn't mean they will pay you immediately. There are thousands of people trying to do UGC right now, and most of them are sending the exact same message. So standing out is harder than people make it seem. Now, the first way to make money with this is working with brands. You can find work all around, even on Reddit, as you can see right here. This is the most common path. You create content for companies, and then you get paid per video. And the process sounds simple. You build a portfolio, you reach out to brands, and you land deals. But let's break this down properly. The first step is building a portfolio, and this is where a lot of people get stuck. They think, I've never worked with a brand, so I can't start. Well, that's not true. You can create your own content using products you already have at home. For example, unboxing videos, or product demos, or some simple ads. That's enough to start. But here's the part people don't say. Your first videos will probably not be good. You might feel awkward on camera, your delivery might be off, your editing might be basic, but that's just normal. That's a skill. The more you do it, well, the better you get. Now, once you have few videos, the next step is getting clients, and this is where most people struggle because it is not passive. You need to reach out, you need to pitch, you need to follow up. You can use platforms like Fiverr, Upwork, or some UGC marketplaces, but you can also message brands directly. Yeah, you can message people directly if you have a portfolio to show. But here's the hard truth. You will get ignored a lot. All right? Brands get messages like this every day. So don't expect instant replies. That's why I told you that a lot of creators, they just want to tell you, oh, it's going to be easy. Well, it's not. You might need to reach out to 20, 30, maybe even 50 brands before someone says yes. That's the reality. There's a lot of people doing it. And when we want to talk about pricing, because this is another area where expectations are wrong, you'll see people saying that they charge $500 for video or $1,000 per video, even more. And yes, some people do, but not in the beginning. All right? You're not gonna wake up rich tomorrow. If you're just starting, you'll probably be in the 50 to 150 range per video, and even that requires effort because you're not just filming, you're scripting, you're shooting, you're editing. You know, that's the reality. You have a lot of work to do, and you have to take each one of those gigs, let's call them that, you have to take them seriously. You're delivering content that people are going to use for ads. They expect good work, because they want to make sales. So when people say you can make thousands easily, they're skipping the part where you actually become good enough to justify those prices. Yeah, that's the truth. Now, also, something really important. You have to niche down. This is one of the biggest differences between people who succeed and people who don't. If you try to do everything, you will struggle. Maybe you can try to do everything at the beginning to build your portfolio, to see where you fit, where do you feel good. But if you focus later on one niche, things will get easier for yourself. For example, fitness, skincare, I don't know, gym, food, tech, whatever. Maybe it's going to be best if you take something that you at least like to talk about, something that you do enjoy. People like tell you that you got to have passion for it. You don't have to have passion, just something that is maybe closer to you. But if you consistently create content in one area, brands in that space start seeing you as relevant, right? And that increases your chances of getting deals. Now, let's talk about the second way to make money with UGC. You can use it for yourself. And this is where things can scale more. Instead of creating content for brands, you create content to sell products. This could be through TikTok Shop or affiliate products or your own brand. And this is powerful because you're not limited by how many videos you can sell. If a video performs well, it can generate income continuously. So yeah, later down the road, you're going to work for yourself. But again, let's be realistic. This is harder than it looks. I don't want to give you false promises. You need to understand content. You need to understand what makes people watch. Good thing is, there's a lot of creators. You can watch how they do it, right? Just see what they do. They did it before you. So what makes people click on them? What makes people buy those products? And, most videos won't work. That's normal. You need to test. Now let's talk about some downsides, because this is what most creators don't mention. First of all, this is not stable income at the beginning. You might have a good month, then a slow month. Then secondly, client work can be unpredictable. Some brands are easy to work with, some are not, and you might deal with revisions, delays, or unclear expectations. And third, it can get repetitive. You're filming similar videos over and over again, and if you don't enjoy it, you'll burn out. That's why I told you that you should pick a niche where there are things that you enjoy just for a little bit. Fourth, competition is increasing. More people are entering the space, which means you need to improve constantly. And none of this means it doesn't work. It just means it's not as easy as people say. The people who make money on UGC are not the ones who try it for a week. They're the ones who stay consistent. They improve their content. They get better on camera. They learn what works. And over time, they build something. So if you're thinking about starting, here's what I would actually do. First of all, pick a niche and then create 10 to 15 videos, let's say. Build a simple portfolio and then start reaching out to brands. Expect rejection, but just keep going. At the same time, you can post content publicly just to test ideas and learn what works. This way, slowly, you start building both skill and opportunity, because UGC is not just about filming videos. It's about understanding attention. And once you understand that, you can use it anywhere. And yeah, there's no shortcut here. You will not make thousands of dollars the next week. That's the part most people skip. So to be honest with you, yes, you can make money with UGC, but only if you treat it like a real skill, not like an easy side hustle that you can do on the side. That's the difference. So if you feel you've got what it takes, if you've got the stomach for it, if you've got patience and time for it, if you love being on camera, go for it. If you think this is gonna, just give you burnout, and I don't want to discourage you or anything, but just try and have clear and realistic expectations, because it's work, just like anything else. All right? So I wish you good luck, and I'll catch you on the next one.